Hello everyone, my name is Infinity and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course the law of attraction. This is a pick a card love reading using energy oracle decks and my own intuition. So this reading is meant to be open-ended, to apply to any form of love connection you have in mind, whether this is a twin flame, a soulmate, or even just a crush or someone you are thinking about romantically at this time. So in just a moment, I will be showing you the cards, but first I want to let you know that throughout each of these group readings, I will also be recommending subliminals. Now, subliminals are meditations that contain unconscious affirmations, meaning that your conscious mind can't hear the affirmations. But this is exactly why they are so powerful, because the conscious mind is like the gatekeeper to the mind. And whenever the conscious mind is unaware of something, that thing, in this case these affirmations, are able to pass freely into the subconscious mind. And it's actually the subconscious that controls 95% of our thoughts, actions, and outcomes in life. So personally, I've found that through listening to subliminals, I've been able to manifest 10 times, even 100 times faster than through traditional spoken affirmations and other manifestation techniques. I have manifested my twin flame relationship, physical reunion within this relationship. I've manifested my dream career, my ideal body weight, and so much more. So any subliminals I specifically recommend during your reading will be linked under your group number in the pinned comment under this video. You can click any of those links to explore more about the subconscious mind shifts that are intended by each of those subliminals. So as you can see on the screen, I have created all different subliminals for all areas of life, and you can try out any subliminal I have created completely free for 7 days when you create a free trial account on my site. So now you are looking at the 3 cards representing the 3 different groups for today's love reading. As I always say, choose your card with your intuition, with your heart, with where you feel pulled, and not with your physical eyes. You can even pause the video if you need to. I personally like to take a deep breath, close my eyes, and then open my eyes and see where my eyes are instantly drawn to, and then that's normally the card that I choose. But I know that you each have your own card selecting methods, so do whatever works for you. And then you can skip ahead to your timestamp by clicking the timestamps in the pinned comment under this video. Thank you so much for being here, for co-creating this reading here with me today, and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hello, group number 1. If you chose the first card, then welcome to your reading. I always like to shuffle after starting the reading with those of you who chose this group number, because I always feel that when I shuffle during the recording, I'm able to better channel all of your energies and your intentions that I know you bring to these readings. So if you feel guided, you can set an intention as I shuffle the cards. This could be a question you want answered or something you want clarity on. Okay, and I will set my own intentions here aloud. So Spirit, please bring forth clear messages for group number 1 today. What does group number 1 need to hear about the love situation they have in mind? Okay, I've pulled 1 card for you, group number 1. It's kind of hard to pull out these cards for you. They aren't really jumping out, which makes me think that something may be a bit quiet within your relationship in the physical, which really makes me interested as to what might be going on beneath the surface, beyond the physical. Because of course, this physical 3D world is really only one layer of our communication with each other, especially within our love connections. So I've pulled 3 cards for you and now 4 cards. I like to start with 6 cards if possible. So let's see if we can get a few more cards to come out here. Spirit, what does group number 1 need to hear at this time? What messages can I bring forth for group number 1? Okay, I have 6 cards for you here. By the way, I'm starting this reading with the Energy Oracle cards deck, just for those of you who are wondering. The first card I pulled for you is Attachment in the upright position. I actually heard something isn't as it seems. And the interesting thing with this card is there is a woman who is pulling off a mask. Also, for some reason I heard long hair, so some of you or your person may have long hair, maybe especially long dark hair. That won't apply to everyone, it's just something that came into my head. Also, I see that this card is the number 5, and I also intuitively feel many of you have been seeing the number 555 or even 5555 lately, which is normally an angel number that indicates some kind of rapid change or transformation happening. I want to read a little bit about this card just to see if we can pull forth any more messages from the guidebook here. This card reveals that your passage forward is being stopped by strong attachments to old patterns or people from the past. The chain at your wrist is bolted to fear from the past or desperation about the future. Although you may wear the mask of pretense or even contentment, you simply can't seem to go forward. I do sense that someone is stuck in some kind of an old thought pattern here. I almost sense that this old pattern actually could be the illusion itself, which sounds kind of strange, but what I mean by that is I feel like you or your person could have a habit of presenting themselves in a certain way based on ego, kind of presenting this false self that isn't really them, acting in one way towards people that's very different than who they actually are. And someone has this pattern of, it's almost like I feel with this card, someone is healing this and working on coming into more authenticity. And I say that because I did hear the number 555, which is a change card. So I kind of feel like this card is actually a situation that is rapidly changing. Like someone in this connection is very quickly becoming more authentic, very quickly taking off the mask and connecting more authentically with others, or even specifically with you in this romantic connection. This could also indicate an ego death if you are someone who is going through spiritual awakening, or you are someone who connects with the twin flame journey. Ego death is a very common twin flame experience where the false self, the ego self, really goes through this kind of falling away, this literal kind of dying process. I'm just sensing a lot of intensity from this card. I feel like whatever situation this is, like someone's been really anxious. I even feel like tension in my shoulders. So some of you may be having like shoulder and neck tension right now, connecting with either something about this habit, this negative habit you or your person is trying to break, or even specifically about this ego death, about trying to let go of this false self. The next card is Door to Value in the reverse position. This is really more of a life message that I'm getting, but I kind of specifically very much heard that someone listening to this is trying to create an income or a career through their passions or through their creative interests, or doing something that they have more passion for or interest in. But this door feels kind of closed off to them. I feel like someone is feeling like they don't have value for some reason, or that their gifts don't have value. And specifically when it comes to this love connection, I feel like this could actually be impacting this love relationship. For some reason, I'm specifically hearing there could be a masculine within this relationship, which again, the masculine energy could be a biological man or a woman. It doesn't matter. Masculine or feminine energy could be within either biological gender. But I'm specifically hearing that someone feels as though they somehow don't have value within this connection. It's causing them, I just see someone like very insecure. I feel like someone doesn't see their worth to the other person, but the real reason for this is because they don't really fully see their worth to themselves and to this world. Wow, I just felt this like kind of heart-breaking open sensation. I feel like someone has kind of been feeling in a rut when it comes to worth and value, both in their life and maybe in relationships. Just feeling really, I'm sensing a lot of intensity, a lot of potentially even sadness, bouts of even like depressive episodes, and just someone not quite feeling in their element. I do strongly feel many of you listening to this may be going through some kind of spiritual awakening that is causing these feelings. I'm also feeling that some of you may be in a twin flame connection, and it's like through this process of individual awakening, you are learning your own value, relearning how valuable your gifts and passions always have been, and releasing all of the negative societal programming that was implanted into you, all of these ideas that you weren't worth it, that you weren't, that your creative passions weren't worth pursuing. I feel like someone is really overcoming all of that programming here. I'm just very strongly feeling that. Which, by the way, if this is connecting with you, this is something I personally have been through and was through the most intensely last fall, this kind of figuring out my passion, coming into creating abundance in my life through things that I was passionate about. And in order to do this, I found that I really had to rewire my subconscious mind, my shadow self, all of those unconscious negative thoughts about myself and my worth and my ability to create abundance in my life. So one major tool, the most important tool I used to transform my subconscious mind was a 7-chakra clearing subliminal I've created. I meditate, I actually still meditate with this every single morning just to clear out any residual negative energies and really help me magnetize my energy for whatever I desire to create, attract, or manifest. So if you're interested in exploring more about that, the link will be under your group number in the pinned comment, group number 1. The third card I pulled for you is Indecision in the reverse position. I feel like with this card, someone has been at a crossroads, and Spirit is saying, your soul already knows the answer. The decision is already made. It's kind of this interesting energy of, I feel like someone is going back and forth in their mind when it comes to either life or something in regards to this connection. But really that going back and forth is just happening from the ego self, because in your heart and soul, you've already decided, you've already made this decision. I just heard it can't be another way. It can't be any other way. You already know. And for some reason, I feel like this decision involved choosing between 2 separate paths, and one path was much more difficult than the other, but that's actually the path that you chose in your heart and soul, because at the end of that path was a greater reward, was something that you truly wanted. Now, this could be in regards to a person, choosing to fully commit to a certain person within a love relationship and letting go of other connections. And your ego might be kind of going back and forth, like, is this my person? Is this my soulmate, my twin flame, the one I want to be with? Or should I be with someone else? And it's like the ego is kind of moving back and forth, but in your heart and soul, you already know what path you are going to take. It's like, I feel like many of you are very, very stubborn in the best way. Like, you are not going to settle. You aren't going to settle for less than you deserve in life and in love. And I feel like for some of you, this actually gets you into trouble sometimes because you choose that difficult path. because your heart and soul chose it, and not you don't make choices out of ego. Even though I feel like you do struggle with kind of your ego tricking you or going back and forth or making things confusing, at the end of the day, you are always going to choose the path that your heart chooses, even if it doesn't make sense to other people, even if it's the more difficult path. None of that matters to you. What matters to you is alignment, soul alignment, what your heart is saying. I do feel like many of you have been very in tune with your intuition from a very, very young age. I just saw a young child who is like listening to a parent, but their parent is contradicting their intuition. Like I feel like some of you may have already known from a young age what you wanted to do when you were older, what kind of passion you wanted to pursue, what you wanted for yourself in your life. And your parents or other adult figures in your life may have tried to steer you away from this, telling you it's not practical, whatever the case may be. But I feel like at the end of the day, you will always end up choosing what your heart says, what your intuition says. The next card is the temple path in the reverse position. I feel like these feelings of, again, I'm kind of getting a little bit of a past energy. What I'm specifically hearing from this card of indecision in the reverse position is recently you've had a lot of feelings of indecision coming from ego, but in your heart and soul, you already knew the answer. So really this decision is already made, which is why that card is reversed. But with the temple path in reverse, I'm actually hearing this tied to the indecision. Like anytime you allow your ego to make you indecisive because you aren't clearly hearing your heart and soul, you are actually veering off your path. And I'm also hearing that it's very important when it comes to this decision that you may be making, this crossroads you may be at in love or in life, to choose the decision that truly resonates with your heart and soul, that you are truly being called to by your intuition. Because if you don't make that choice, I just heard it's going to kind of send you back into these cycles that you've been working on breaking out of, not just in this lifetime, but in many, many lifetimes. Of course, we can't ever fully get off of our path, but I am hearing that this, if you choose out of ego in this situation, it will take you on a detour and take you off, at least temporarily, from your highest path. So whatever decision you may be facing, whether this is a decision when it comes to a person in your love life or in your life right now, I am very, very strongly hearing to tune into your own heart and soul. Hear what your intuition is saying, not other people. For some reason, I also got the image of other people talking. I feel like because this has been a very chaotic time for you, especially if you've been going through this spiritual awakening, you may have a tendency to seek guidance from external sources, from other people, friends or family members possibly. And I'm just going to give it to you straight what I'm feeling. I'm kind of feeling like it's not that these people don't have your best interest at heart, but they don't truly know your path. They don't truly know your heart and soul. They don't truly understand what's best for you. So I'm strongly hearing to take others' opinions with a grain of salt right now. The next card is victory, but this is in the reverse position. I just heard victory delayed. I feel like some of you wanted something to happen or to manifest right away, to change right away. But it's like the goalposts got pushed further down or something got delayed, something that you wanted, either within this love relationship or even in your life. And it's funny, it's like going back to that first card, but there's like an illusion here. I feel like all of these cards are presenting a false illusion from ego for you, group number one. Because even this victory reverse card, I'm hearing it's like the first card we pulled was kind of a woman pulling off a mask, unmasking this illusion. And now every other reverse card that's come up, I feel like has been telling us what the illusions are. The illusions are that you aren't valuable because you are. The illusions are that you have this decision to make, which is an illusion because the decision's already made in your heart and soul. There's this now illusion of a delayed victory, but really everything is unfolding perfectly. There is no true delay. Everything is happening in perfect time. It's just the ego that wants things to happen on a very specific set timeline. And I'm really hearing release your timelines and be open to greater possibilities. Because I'm hearing that if you let go of this time shortage mentality, this idea that time is somehow limited, I'm specifically for some reason hearing that for some of you, and this is so random, but I'm hearing for some of you that age is a really strong limiting belief for you, that you worry about getting older, not having enough time to do all the things that you want to do or to make this come together. For some of you, you may want to get married or have kids on a certain timeline, and you're worried about getting older. For others of you, this may apply to life purpose. You're trying to achieve something by a certain age, but I'm really hearing over and over, time is an illusion. Release your timelines. Relax into the perfect unfolding of your life, because you are someone who has always been strongly, intuitively guided from a young age. You've always been on this path, and now it's all coming to a head, and everything is really coming together for you. I know I said this was a love reading, but group number 1, because many of you are highly spiritual, really awakening beings, I really strongly feel like I have to share these life-related messages with you that are coming through. And the next card is the broken heart. I feel like this is describing a present emotion for many of you. I just felt this kind of wave of sadness move through me. I feel like many of you have been in a dark space. I feel like many of you have been grieving. I feel like you've been grieving so much in your life, past versions of yourself, past eras, past friends that you've had to leave behind, maybe even family members you felt yourself disconnecting with. And perhaps even heartbreak related to love too, just feeling like things in your life aren't working out the way they're supposed to. And I just hear someone kind of on their knees, like calling out to some invisible power, like a God, the universe, however you describe that power, and just feeling so hopeless and just saying like, if you're out there, give me a sign. Guide me in some way, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. My life has been so chaotic. I feel someone's kind of like, just kind of a desperation, a kind of very deep sadness that feels more like mourning. It's like mourning the death of all the versions you were before, mourning all of these past places and relationships and connections that you know you can't return to because of the ways in which you are so radically changing. Going back to that number 555, I feel like many of you, I don't know if you've moved places or switched friend groups or moved jobs, but I feel like a lot of you have had lives that were marked by radical change. Like huge changes just seem to keep happening almost faster than you feel ready for them. I want to read a little bit about this card in the guidebook just to see if we can get any more messages. Yes, like I said, this card connects specifically with grief and loss. This card shows a heartbroken open, revealing darkness, emptiness, and a grief-filled tear. The hurt may be from long ago, or it may be the pain from a more recent event. Either way, a deep healing is called for now. And that's kind of what I was feeling like. I feel like this is a time of healing, change, and transformation. But day to day, for many of you, group number 1, I feel like it actually feels like a very dark time, a lonely time, an empty time, a chaotic time. Wow, really intense messages coming through here. By the way, I do feel that some of you, this brokenheartedness may actually be coming from inner child wounds. Just like the guidebook said, kind of grief from your past, grieving what your younger self was never given that he or she needed. I feel like there's kind of this deep healing happening, but the only way that healing can happen is actually by bringing to the surface these very deep level wounds. So in the process of this healing, it actually feels like grief, like sadness. if you are feeling these kinds of flashbacks to childhood memories, or even like early adolescent or young adulthood memories, things just kind of resurfacing that you thought you had already healed or worked through, these may be inner child wounds that Spirit is bringing to the surface along your spiritual awakening path in order to heal them, to transcend them once and for all. So if this is something that you are coping with right now, I would really recommend my Inner Child Healing Subliminal. This is one of my favorites I've created, and one that I personally use whenever I feel this kind of resurfacing of deeper layer wounds, kind of incidents or situations or pain that came from my childhood, especially my early childhood, but even my adolescent and teen years. And I find that just listening to this subliminal really helps me to release these heavy emotions and raise my vibration, kind of heal and breathe through them. So if this does connect with you, I will leave this Inner Child Healing Subliminal under your group number in the pinned comment. This is just a really intense reading for you, group number 1, which does lead me to believe many of you are at that part of your spiritual awakening where you are going through a dark night of the soul, where things seem very dark, very confusing. Again, I know many of you connect with my readings as twin flames, so if you are a twin flame, know that a dark night of the soul is something that essentially all twin flames go through this spiritual awakening. They trigger in each other through this ego death. So that might be why this is specifically coming up in this love-related reading, because that dark night of the soul is actually meant to heal you, to raise your vibration over time to the point where you are capable of fully drawing in and connecting with your twin flame counterpart. Again, that won't be everyone. Just take that as it resonates with you. I do want to get more clarification messages. So, Spirit, what does group number 1 need to know about this broken heart, this time of grief and loss? What is going on for group number 1 at this time? Because obviously there are a lot of heavy energies moving through. So what else does group number 1 need to know? Let's see if we can get any more cards to come out here. Okay, I've pulled 1 card for you. 2 cards. Let's see if we can get any more cards here. Okay, I have 3 cards for you, group number 1. The Thinking Man in reverse. Usually when I hear or when I see this card, I connect it to a male or a masculine energy who is feeling stuck in his ego. And I say that because this card is reversed, and for some reason I felt a little bit of a negative connotation, as if the ego was over controlling in this situation. I feel for many of you, you may be in a situation where there is some distance between you and the person you had in mind, where it's like you're both kind of going through this intense awakening, this intense process of growth and transformation and healing, but this person is still very much on your mind. And I'm now kind of sensing their energy, feeling like, especially if you're connecting with a masculine, I feel like there's a masculine in this situation who's really stuck in his head. He may even be the person that felt like he was being devalued or didn't have value. I almost heard kind of a masculine energy saying, I don't know what I possibly bring to the table in this connection. I almost feel like there's a masculine who feels like he is not worth it to the feminine energy in this connection. Again, this won't be everyone. I feel this would mainly apply to many twin flames who may be listening. But I do just feel a man here who is stuck in his ego, and I almost see them silent because of this overanalysis. Like their energy, I feel like there's a masculine energy who has his thoughts and emotions heavily fixated on his counterpart within this connection. However, I feel like he isn't taking action, and I feel like on the other side, this is really confusing. So again, this won't be for everyone, but especially if you are a twin flame, a twin flame divine feminine I think I'm speaking to specifically. If your masculine has been silent, but you've been kind of going crazy, feeling like you can feel their energy heavy on you, this is because this masculine has actually been heavily feeling a lot and thinking a lot about you, but they haven't been taking action because they've been over-analyzing. And part of why they haven't been taking action is because they are also relearning their own value and going through their own sort of ego death and having to rediscover their own value. And they don't truly, on like this deeper level, I feel like they aren't stepping forward because they feel like they can't bring anything of value to the table, to you in this connection, and that they actually value you very, very highly. They see you almost as like this goddess, but they feel kind of stuck in their own overthinking mind and their own ego. So again, that won't be for everyone. Mainly, I think I'm speaking to a divine feminine twin flame listening. The next card, wow guys, all tied up in the reverse position. That's so synchronistic because I was just saying that I felt like someone was stuck in their own head. They weren't moving forward because they were over-analyzing, literally tongue-tied. And the next card is Door to Romance, but this is in the upright position. Also, by the way, I earlier in this reading saw the number 333 on my recording timer, and this is the card number 33. So I'm really strongly feeling guided to say that many of you may be seeing the number 333, even 4 threes in a row. And know that when you see this number, it's usually an indication that you are being strongly guided, especially by ascended masters in that moment. But with this card, besides that number, this is the Door to Romance card. And the door, I just heard the door is wide open. I feel like if you are this person who is feeling like the person you're connecting with isn't reaching out or is silent, but you feel them heavily thinking about you, know that they are fixating their energy and their emotion upon you, but they're just stuck in their own head. And I'm not hearing that you should move forward or take any kind of radical action in this situation, but I am hearing to energetically leave the door open, meaning to keep an open mind when it comes to them in this situation, because people can truly feel our thoughts and our energy about them. And I'm also hearing, sorry, this is the most random advice from Spirit here, but I'm hearing that some of you, and this is totally natural, maybe feeling yourself reacting to this when you can feel your person's energy, but they aren't moving forward, they aren't speaking. You can become resentful or kind of angry or kind of talk bad about them. But I'm specifically hearing that whenever you put this kind of negative energy out there about them, what's actually happening is you are closing the door of communication between you and them, because subconsciously they can feel your negativity about them and about the situation. So it actually pushes them further away. It delays them when it comes to reaching out to you because they unconsciously feel your energy, which this also works in the opposite direction. So whenever you want to open communication with a person, all you need to do is really clear your energy about them. Leave the space for them to move forward. Specifically, especially for those of you who are twin flames, but this would work for any love connection. I've created a twin flame open communication subliminal. So this is designed to open communication between you and your person by clearing out any love blocks, any heart chakra blocks related to resentments or negativity, negative energies, anything like that, as well as any blocks in the throat chakra. So it really addresses both kinds of chakras through which our communication occurs with our lovers, both through our heart energy, our heart chakra, and of course through our throat chakra. So I will leave a link to that in the description box in the pinned comment under this video. Okay, group number 1. So now I'm going to roll some letter initial dice to hopefully give us either the first, middle, or last initials of you or your person. Sometimes alternatively, these letters will simply spell words that connect to the reading. So Spirit, who is group number 1's person, first, middle, or last name? Or what is a word that would connect with our reading today? 𝖫, 𝗕, 𝗲, Y. So this person may have double letters in their name. For some reason I heard back. So this may be someone you did connect with and then disconnected with that wants you back. Or this could simply be that this person wants to go back. They wish they could go back in time and change something that they said or did to you. CT. I just heard cut, and specifically like it cut me deep. I feel like there was some kind of hurt that someone experienced that still feels fresh within this connection. This could be connected to why you and this person may have disconnected or why things went silent. I feel like there might be some kind of fresh hurt between you in some sense. This could even just be hurt because of the silence. You might be feeling hurt because they haven't reached out, or they might be feeling some kind of hurt that's coming up here. I'm just hearing that someone is hurting in this connection emotionally. We also have LAM, NY again, SOU. This also spelled sun, so I don't know if possibly someone in this connection has a child with someone else or has a son, or if son would connect somehow to this reading. Now I am going to read some potential message cards from this person. These could just be words or phrases that connect with you or your person in some way. So Spirit, what does group number 1 need to hear from their person? Watching. So what I'm hearing from this watching card is that even if things are silent between the two of you, someone is being watched. I feel like you are being watched by this person. They are watching you very intensely, either through social media or simply through their energy. They have their thoughts or energy heavily fixated on you. Introvert. So this person might be an introvert. I specifically saw someone with black hair and glasses, so I don't know if that could be you or your person. That would just be a random specific, hyper-specific message for someone listening. But I do feel like someone is very introverted. I also heard computers. I feel like someone might be a computer science major or do something with computers or work a lot online. I just saw someone kind of hunched over a computer. Familiar. So whoever we are speaking about here, whoever we have in mind here, I feel like you are very aware of each other. You know each other very well, even if you aren't speaking right now. Hair. That's funny because at the beginning of this reading, I was channeling this. Someone had long hair. So I feel like someone's person may love the other's long hair or something like that. Body. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. I also feel like someone, there's a lot of physical attraction, bodily attraction here. Childhood. What's really interesting about childhood is that we also just spelled the word sun, which makes me kind of wonder if maybe it could be that someone had a son, but I also feel it could be indicating a masculine energy within this connection who was going through a lot of inner child healing very deep level inner child wounds. I almost feel like this childhood experience or early experiences could have created a kind of negative pattern within this masculine that is actually preventing them from stepping forward, from taking a movement forward within this connection. I just heard kind of childhood memories, like these memories are resurfacing and causing a lot of pain, which is somehow then delaying this connection. Let's see if we can get any more messages here. Impossible. This reading has kind of had a bit of a dark undertone. I feel like many of you listening have been through some very challenging times, some very dark times, and your person has as well. I almost feel like one or both of you, because of these, whatever situation is going on right now, I feel like there's this feeling of hopelessness, like it's impossible. I specifically am hearing a masculine who feels like it's impossible for him to change this pattern, for him to break free of these wounds and this negative pattern that is preventing him from fully connecting with you and moving forward. It's like he's desperate to change it, but feels somehow really stuck in this never-ending cycle. So now I'm going to pull some sentences or full messages from your person. So Spirit, what does group number 1 need to hear from their person at this time? It wasn't easy. I really hear this connected specifically to childhood. Someone just reflecting on challenging experiences from their past that are resurfacing. I just keep hearing this over and over again. I feel like many of you would strongly benefit from inner child healing to kind of move through, heal through these deep level wounds and memories that are surfacing. You know already. I feel like this is coming from this person's higher self. I feel like they're saying that you already know that I'm watching you, that I think so highly of you. You know already what my feelings are about you, even if I'm not saying them aloud. Spirit, what else does group number 1 need to hear? I'm stuck in my head. It's kind of like a monologue going on here, like my childhood wasn't easy. You know already how I feel about you, but I'm stuck in my head. And then of course the last card, if you only knew. And I actually feel it's connected with the watching. It's like this person saying, if you only knew how much I'm thinking about you, wondering about you, watching you, feeling so intensely about you, even though I might not be speaking to you or moving forward in any apparent way. So the last thing I'm going to do is see if we can pull a few last clarification cards from the Ask Angels, the Angel Answers deck, and the Romance Angels deck. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Angel Answers. Spirit, what else can we get for group number 1? What does group number 1 need to know about this love connection they have in mind? The first card I pulled is Be Assertive. I actually feel like this is coming from one person in this connection to the other. Like one person is feeling really frustrated about the other not moving forward, and they're saying, just take action, just be assertive, just move forward. Like, just text me already, just call me, just take that next step forward with me. I'm channeling so much feminine energy from this. I strongly feel like many of you could be a feminine or a divine feminine if you identify as a twin flame. And I feel like you're feeling like you just really want your masculine to move forward, and you're almost starting to get frustrated about it. Okay, I'm not feeling any more messages come through that deck, so I'm going to pull a few cards from the Romance Angels deck. Okay, Spirit, can you give us any more messages for group number 1? What does group number 1 need to know about their person, the love connection they have in mind? Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. What I'm really hearing with that is to not force this person to move forward if you are in this situation, but to turn your love, care, and attention inward. Because again, any kind of energy you put out into the world can be felt by everyone else and can be felt most intensely by those that you are closest with. So whenever you shift your love inward, begin to radically love yourself, everyone around you, including this person you have in mind, will feel that shift, and it will create a kind of natural magnetism around you. So I'm also strongly hearing that you may benefit in general from heart chakra clearing. So I have created a heart chakra activation subliminal that is designed to really amplify that love magnetism, both within yourself and externally, that love that we radiate towards others that is so magnetic for attracting love back to us in our lives. So that heart chakra activation will be in your pinned comment under your group number. So I feel that that's a settled place to leave this reading. All of the subliminals I recommended for you, group number 1, are linked in the pinned comment under your timestamp, under your group number. You can click any of those links and explore more about the energetic benefits and subconscious mind shifts intended by each subliminal. And you can also try out any subliminal I've created completely free for 7 days when you create a free trial account on my site. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Please subscribe if this reading resonated with you. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. Have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again in the next reading. Hello, group number 2. If you chose the second card, then welcome to your reading. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle our energy oracle cards to begin today. Also, please do feel free, if you feel guided, to set your own intentions for this reading, either out loud or just within your own mind. I always say this, but whenever you set your intentions for these readings in the future, it actually affects the messages I'm able to bring through in the present as I'm giving this reading. So right away, there are a lot of cards jumping out here, which leads me to believe this is a very active connection. Either energetically, there is just a lot of emotion going back and forth, or a lot of words actually being exchanged. I strongly feel like you have been in communication with your person, either physically, or this could actually be even energetic communication, meaning through dreams, even feeling telepathic communication from this person, kind of feeling this person's thoughts. I just feel like there is an intense amount of energy going back and forth between you and this person. So I've pulled 4 cards for you, group number 2, and I want to see if any more messages will come out. So Spirit, what else does group number 2 need to know at this time? I kind of feel like these 4 cards are the best place for us to start right now. So, by the way, 2 of these cards just completely fell out of the deck while I was shuffling, which is really a contrast to group number 1, because during the first reading, it was the opposite. I felt like there was a lot of silence going on in the connection, but here I just feel a lot of activity. The first card is the 4th chakra card in the reverse position, and I immediately felt my heart kind of jolt a little bit. Some of you may be experiencing strange heart sensations like heart palpitations or your heart racing at night. And for some reason, I'm already kind of feeling that many of you listening are going to connect with this as a twin flame situation or a divine counterpart situation. And I say that because although we communicate with all of our love connections through the heart center, not just through our words, but literally through love energy moving through our heart chakra, this is the most intense for twin flames because they are literally just eternally, unbreakably connected at the heart center. So I do feel like someone, because this is reversed, I feel like someone has been feeling so much intensity, it's almost overwhelming. It's like almost too much activity. It's almost too much emotion. If this doesn't apply to you as a twin flame, this may simply mean that you are just, or this person is feeling this overwhelming amount of love that is almost causing distraction. I'm hearing someone, I specifically see someone who is a student trying to work on schoolwork and just feeling so distracted all the time, like unable to focus because this person is so much on your mind and on your energy. There's just a lot of active emotion here, which, by the way, if you are a twin flame feeling all of this heart energy, all of this love energy, one tool I personally use to balance an overactive heart chakra is my twin flame heart chakra activation subliminal. So this is meant to clear out any heart chakra blocks while simultaneously balancing the heart energy and really magnetizing our energy field with love energy, with heart energy, without it being overwhelming, just in kind of a balanced, clear way. So that will be linked in the pinned comment under your group number 2. The next card, wow, you're getting so many chakra cards. That's why I say that there's a lot of energy moving here, because of the number of chakra cards that are already coming out. So the first chakra in reverse is the next card that came out. This is the root chakra, of course, and the root chakra is quite literally, as the name suggests, the root of our being, the foundation of our being. And because this is reversed, I feel like because of the intense amounts of energy moving back and forth, I feel like someone's just feeling overwhelmed, distracted, chaotic, and feeling like they can't find their balance, like they can't stabilize, like they don't have that foundation, that root chakra foundation. This could also mean that I just heard someone say it's like there's so much emotion but nothing to show for it. It's almost like there's so much feeling moving back and forth, but something hasn't manifested fully in this connection yet. It's like I almost feel like there could be two people that are just like exchanging all of these words, like feeling so strongly about one another, maybe even telling each other how they feel and being in this communication. But for some reason, there's like no grounded foundation to this. It's like it's not moving forward. I almost feel like someone might just seem like they're all talk and no action. It's like sweet nothings. Like you say all these things to each other, but then it feels like in real time in this physical world, there's just not a lot to show for it. This could also simply mean that the person you're connecting with is communicating with you a lot telepathically or through dreams, or you're just feeling their energy, feeling so much love energy moving back and forth, but not seeing a lot of movement in the physical world. I also do have, if this is connecting with you, I've recently created a root chakra activation subliminal that is really powerful for grounding, for stabilizing your energy, especially if you're feeling really chaotic right now. So that will be linked under your group number in the pinned comment. But also I'm seeing the stone gypsum. So some of you might specifically, those of you who use stones or crystals for healing work, you might be drawn to the gypsum stone right now, which is used to balance and stabilize the energies during times of intense change and transformation. I'm just feeling like this need to stabilize, this need to ground yourself. I'm almost feeling like some of you might benefit from feeling into your own like physical world, meaning like exercising, like stretching, like focusing on nourishing your body, like doing things that are very physical to change, or even changing your environment, decorating your home, cleaning. I feel like doing something to shift something physical to make you feel more grounded or at home, either in your environment or your body, could be really beneficial for you if you're feeling like things are changing too fast energetically right now. The next card, this is one of the cards that fell out. It's the Healer of the Ages card in the upright position. I heard you have the power to heal yourself, but also only you have the power. I feel like someone in this situation is feeling like, because I have to say again, I do strongly feel for many of you, this is a twin flame. Just because of the amount of intense energy moving back and forth, you have a very, very strong energetic connection to this person. Whoever this person is, I feel like if they aren't a twin flame, they're at least a soulmate, maybe even a high-level soulmate, someone who you are very energetically connected to, who you are capable of really strongly feeling and sensing. I feel like this is someone who may be in your soul family, someone that you may have lived many lives with and shared a lot of residual energy with, that is then carrying forth a momentum into this lifetime. But I am strongly feeling this need with this Healer of the Ages card to actually focus on yourself. I feel like because of the intensity of this energy that you are feeling moving back and forth between you and this person, someone might be neglecting to fully focus on themselves, to fully give to themselves. I'm hearing self-care will be really important for you right now, whatever that means for you. And even though it seems counterintuitive, I feel like through these acts of self-care, you will actually shift and balance this situation with this person in a really positive way. And the last card is the Sun card. This is the card 1, the number 1 card in the deck. So some of you may be seeing the numbers 111 or even the number 1111, which is of course a really powerful manifestation number. I just heard we will have our moment in the sun. which is so cheesy, but I feel like someone's person is just feeling really poetic about them, feeling really romantic about this situation, like openly romantic. But also beneath that, there's like this longing, which makes me think that something in this connection hasn't fully manifested, because there's like this romance, this love, this intense energy, but also this longing. I would say overall the emotions here are very positive, very loving, but there is this sense of it's not yet fully our time. Like we aren't yet fully manifesting this connection in full-blown form together. There's just kind of that feeling beneath it. So I want to get more clarification messages from the Energy Oracle deck. So Spirit, what else does group number 2 need to know at this time? Can you tell us any more about this root chakra block or about this sun card? Okay, I've pulled one card. I feel like there might be more cards that want to come out here. And I was right because some just fell out of the deck. Okay, so here we have deceit in the upright position and also patience. For some reason, I'm feeling like there was a situation where someone felt deceived. I actually feel like for someone, this could be a pattern of, and I was just itching my mouth, which makes me think this had to do with something someone said. I feel like someone has this pattern of feeling betrayed, feeling like they're being deceived, like they're being lied to. And this actually, I feel, is connected to the root chakra block, that lack of foundation of security. I feel like someone, because of early childhood or adolescent or even early relationship experiences of being betrayed, of being deceived, they didn't feel safe on a very core level. And that lack of security created this kind of shaky, energetic foundation within them. So then, even in relationships in which there was a lot of love, a lot of affection, in which they could be safe, they still didn't allow themselves to feel safe. They still found ways. This is kind of a strange message, but I feel like someone is finding ways to allow themselves to feel betrayed, to feel deceived, even if they aren't truly being deceived, just because they are playing out this pattern. Because whenever we have a block in a certain chakra center, in this case the root chakra, that lack of security, until we heal that root chakra block, we will continue to play out our patterns of insecurity. It's like that quote, I can't remember it specifically, but about if you were raised in an environment of chaos, where you associated chaos and insecurity with love, then in any situation in which there is love, you will subconsciously also create situations of chaos, because you don't know how to feel loved and secure. You only know how to feel loved and also insecure and also chaotic and also uncertain. So I feel like someone is actually healing this pattern coming from a root chakra block of insecurity, of causing themselves to feel deceived in a situation where they can actually be trusting. Because I actually feel like you can trust this person you have in mind, this romantic partner or this twin flame or soulmate, whoever it may be. I feel like you can trust them, but it's that you have this block, this energy block that is causing you to feel untrusting. So again, if this does connect with you, I really feel you would benefit from meditating with the root chakra activation subliminal I've created, just to amplify that deep sense of security, to create that strong energetic foundation that can support trusting, loving, open relationships with the people we love. The next card is the Patience card. I feel like there are a few different messages coming through this card. First of all, I feel like if you are that person struggling with feelings of insecurity, feeling betrayed, feeling uncertain, healing that root chakra wound, I do feel like there is a lot of love that this other person in your connection, the one you have in mind, is trustworthy, is someone who is going to hold that space for you, going to be patient with you during this healing process. Someone you may have already opened up to a lot about past hurts and pain that you've experienced in your life. but someone who is going to, I just keep hearing hold the space. I feel like this person is going to hold that healing space for you. But I also feel like this is spirit telling you that you also need to be patient with yourself, because I feel like someone is getting very frustrated. It's like you feel like you're replaying these old wounds, these old patterns over and over again. And you have this sense that this is actually blocking you from love. Going back to that fourth chakra in reverse, the fourth chakra is of course the heart chakra. And I feel like someone is feeling like because of this, wow, this is the message. This is the message. Because of this root chakra block, because they are feeling insecure, feeling unstable, they aren't able to fully feel loved. They aren't able to fully open themselves to being loved within this connection. And because of that, they cause themselves out of this space of fear to delude themselves into believing that they're being hurt, that they're being betrayed. But this is really just them trying to, it's really the ego, trying to leave before it is left, trying to take action before it is hurt. But Spirit is saying that you need to be patient with yourself, because you are not only healing a cycle, a pattern in this lifetime, you are healing lifetimes and lifetimes of pain, of wounding, not just your own, but even previous generations. You are a generational curse breaker within your family. Someone who came to experience this full spectrum of feeling, to experience these negative patterns in a really intense way in order to heal your family line. Really beautiful message for you. So don't beat up on yourself, group number 2. I feel like many of you are a little bit hard on yourself because you have really high expectations and standards for yourself. I'm getting a lot of like type A kind of perfectionist kind of energy, which of course isn't a bad thing, but I'm just hearing in this case, it's really important to be patient and to understand how much you are healing beneath the surface at this time. So I do want to see if we can get any clarification on what this situation of feeling deceived might be looking like. So I have one card. What is this situation where group number 2 may feel betrayed or deceived or uncertain about something? I've pulled one card for you, 2 cards. Let's see if any more cards will come out. I think it's just those 2 cards for now. The first card is caring connections in the reverse. And I just specifically heard, I don't feel like I'm worthy of a safe love, which really again sends me back to those potential childhood wounds, those inner child wounds. Once again, I feel like many of you, group number 2, just may truly feel like it is impossible to feel both safe and to feel loved. And I'm also feeling this strange kind of movement in like my solar plexus and sacral chakra. So although the sacral chakra card didn't come up, I do feel like many of you may be kind of healing through this. I feel like some of you have an inability to allow yourself to enjoy connection, to enjoy love, to enjoy pleasure and intimacy in your life. That again could come from those feelings of just insecurity within love, feeling like you can't be safe and therefore you can't find joy in it. The next card is the thinking man in the reverse position. I want to read a little bit about this card actually, because I feel like there might be a message here in the guidebook. The thinking man in this position could represent a male in authority who is not acting in your best interest. Oh, wow. Okay, guys. So I'm really hearing, I knew there would be a message in there. I'm hearing specifically for some of you, there was a male authority figure in your life who was very authoritarian. This could be a father. This could be a male teacher or someone in your life. I'm specifically hearing childhood to early adolescence, who is actually the cause in part of this root chakra block that is now manifesting these feelings of betrayal and deceit in your relationship. Because I feel like, and I'm just going to be honest with exactly what I'm feeling, I'm specifically feeling a divine feminine coming through here who was hurt emotionally by her father because either he wasn't emotionally available to her or she didn't feel emotionally safe to open up to him. And because of that, she is now feeling that emotional abandonment playing itself out over and over again with other men in her life. So again, that won't connect with everyone, but I'm just really strongly feeling that message for a divine feminine or a feminine energy who's listening to this right now. Which, by the way, if that is you, I would really recommend my Inner Child Healing Subliminal. This is one that I personally listen to whenever I feel resurfacing of childhood wounds or deep-seated painful memories that need to be acknowledged and released and healed in order to really allow us to integrate our shadow self, all of those unconscious parts of ourselves that were repressed or rejected in childhood, and to fully become our highest self. So the link to that Inner Child Healing Subliminal will be under your group number in the pinned comment, group number 2. I am now going to pull some clarification cards from the Angel Answers deck and the Romance Angels deck. Okay, so I'll start with the Angel Answers deck. Spirit, what other messages can we bring forth for group number 2? What else does group number 2 need to know at this time about this love connection that they have in mind? Group number 2, please, Spirit. Okay, and a few cards just fell out. Actually, it looks like it was just one card and it said reconsider. And specifically, I just keep feeling group number 2, there was some situation that caused you to jump to conclusions. And I feel like this happened from a space of either pain, inner child wounding, or ego. There was something that you jumped to react to from a space of insecurity or fear or doubt. But you're being asked to reconsider the conclusion you came to about this situation, to consider that possibly the reason that you assumed this or felt this way about this situation could be because of an energy block within you and not actually be the reality of the situation, that it could be a cause of your own negative, unconscious patterns and not necessarily something that this person is saying or doing. I just feel like there's this element of like, go deeper into this situation and don't allow yourself to be restricted by your past, by your fears, by the pain that you've experienced in the past. Don't let the pain of your past loves, even the first love in the form of a parent, restrict the ways in which you allow yourself to be loved in the present. Let's see if we can get any more messages for you, group number 2. So Spirit, what other messages can I bring forth for group number 2 at this time? What does group number 2 need to know right now, Spirit? 2 cards just fell out. And the next card, of course, is recovery. And I just heard recovery is in healing, deep healing, recovering from a lot of past pain and hurt, especially coming from childhood. I feel like this is a time of healing for you, a time of recovery, which of course can also seem slower than the ego wants it to be, which brings me back to the patience card. Be patient with yourself through this healing process. But I feel like the more that you heal these wounds, these energy blocks within yourself, the closer you will come toward this person. And the next card is It's Up to You, which I specifically heard this connecting to the reconsider and recovery cards. It's up to you to identify these triggers and to heal them. It's up to you to allow yourself the time and space to recover from everything that you have been through in this life, from everything that you need to heal at this time. And only you can make that choice. Only you can make the choice to reconnect with your true self, to release those patterns that are no longer serving you. I'm just feeling over and over messages of self-care, self-love, and self-focus at this time. And every step inward, every step you take inward will bring you one step closer within this connection, which again, strongly leads me to feel this is a twin flame connection, because twin flame connections are especially that way. Because twin flames are our mirror soul. Whenever we heal or shift something within ourselves, they instantaneously feel that shift and respond accordingly. So if you are a twin flame, I would really recommend my 7 chakra twin flame clearing subliminal, because this is designed to uproot and clear out any energy blocks that may be preventing full, harmonious, physical, manifested connection with your twin flame. Listening to this will really help you to literally magnetize your energy for a deeper level connection with your person. So I will leave that link to the 7 chakra twin flame clearing in the pinned comment under your group number 2. So the last thing I'm going to do is roll the letter initial dice and pull some specific messages from your person. We'll start with the letter initial dice here. So Spirit, what is the first, middle, or last name of group number 2's person? Or alternatively, what are some words that may connect with group number 2 at this time? V-D-A-E-C-Y. For some reason I saw the word van, so one of you might have a van or might be, I heard van life, so one of you might be daydreaming about like living out of a van or like traveling a lot or something like that. T-G-P-H-U. For some reason I heard good night. I feel like this person might have sent you or might be in the habit of sending you these good night texts that you really look forward to, like saying good night, beautiful, or good night, I love you, or just some sort of good night or evening ritual you have that somehow feels like it brings you closer to this person. Alternatively, this could just be night, like something about the night connects you with your person. This could be them communicating with you even through dreams. T, a lot of wild dice, and S. Interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some potential messages. These could be words, phrases, or sentences that might connect with your person or with your connection to them. So Spirit, what does group number 2 need to know from their person at this time? Please bring forth any messages related to group number 2's person. Impossible. And I also got the card intellect. I almost feel like this person might be intimidated by how intellectual or how smart you are, or that they perceive you to be. I feel like one of you in this connection, or maybe both of you, are very witty and connect over witty intellectual conversations or humor. I also heard like it's impossible that someone could be so perfect. I feel like I almost feel like one person in this connection might be telling the other, like, you're so perfect, you're so amazing. Like they're just in awe. But then the other person isn't fully trusting of that. They're like, do you really mean that? Can I really believe that? Can I really trust that? Interesting. That's the card that came out. I feel like this person is just fascinated by you. Like they are so interested in your life. I feel like you may even talk a lot about your past and about your life and life experiences. I feel like you and this person could talk forever. I'm just seeing two people speaking for like hours and hours. Body. I'm hearing, it's interesting, this card came out for group number 1 as well. So I specifically hear with this card, very strong physical chemistry and attraction, but I also saw someone imagining them touching someone else's body. So there may be some literal kind of fantasizing going on here. And of course, the next card is touch. So someone is definitely fantasizing about touching your body, like quite literally, trying to keep things PG here, but there definitely is some fantasizing going on. That's coming through very strong, group number 2's person. I'm going to pull some message cards now. So Spirit, what does group number 2 need to know? I've been wishing. I again hear this connected to physicality. I feel like this person has been wishing that they could like hold you or touch you or do something physical with you. I almost feel like for some reason I'm getting the sense that for some of you, this might be someone that you talk to a lot, like you talk to for hours or you could talk to for hours, but it hasn't crossed the line into like physical intimacy. Again, this won't be everyone. I'm just sensing for someone listening, it's like not crossed that line yet, but this person is fantasizing about that or like wondering what that would be like or wishing for that. I'm trying. I actually kind of hear this from the other side. It's like whoever was feeling this root chakra block, feeling this insecurity, this doubt, I feel like it's that person saying, I am trying to heal, I am trying to recover, but feeling like caught in this loop, kind of like spinning around over and over again. It wasn't easy. Again, I feel like this is from the person who experienced some kind of childhood wounding or pain, something that was very difficult. And it's like they're trying to explain, like, I want to trust you. I want to feel safe in this connection. But what I've been through makes it so difficult. You know already. This also came out. Lots of repeating message cards between this and group number 1's reading. So some of you may actually connect with that reading as well in some ways, or there might be some message there for you. But you know already. I feel this still from the person who may be experiencing insecurity or feelings of betrayal or doubt in this relationship. I feel like they're saying, you already know how I feel about you, how committed I am to you, even if I am replaying these old cycles, even if I fall back into these negative thought patterns that cause me to feel unsafe or uncertain within this connection. I was going to end the reading here, but I just keep feeling really pulled to the Moonology deck for you, group number 2. So this isn't a card I pulled for the first group, but I'm just strongly feeling like some of you may connect with some message from this deck. So let's see, Spirit, what messages can you bring forth from this deck for group number 2? What message does group number 2 need to hear at this time about their person? A lot of cards fell out, so Spirit, just please bring forth one card. Okay. And the card I pulled forth is Prosperity Lies Ahead, New Moon in Taurus. So this person may be a Taurus Sun, Moon, or Rising, or you may be a Taurus Sun, Moon, or Rising. But I feel like this is actually saying that something in this connection is about to change in a positive direction, about to manifest. I also felt this because earlier I paused the reading momentarily, and it paused almost on 111, but not quite. And I should have said it then, but I thought about saying it, that I felt like through that experience, I was kind of channeling this feeling like something was about to shift or change in a positive direction for you and this person, even if things have felt stuck. I also feel like this card with being the Taurus, the bull energy, kind of says also that this person is stubborn about you in the best way. Like this is like a ride or die kind of situation here, like someone who is willing to stick with you through thick and thin, who wants to be with you through the worst of life's experiences, who is very, very bullheaded about you and about this connection and about making this work no matter what. And interestingly, the next card that came out was the full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. It's interesting, we got 2 Taurus cards here, so lots of earth energy. And with this card, what I'm still really strongly feeling is like I said earlier, that need to kind of ground yourself in your physical environment or in your physical body through yoga, through stretching, through exercise, through changing your physical space, doing things that cause you to feel more physically safe, physically comfortable, and physically at home, both in your body and in your environment. And I'm hearing this will actually really be a powerful healing tool for you to kind of shift your own energy and therefore shift the energy of the situation with this person as well. Also, the next card is the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So this person may be a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, or you may be a Gemini sun, moon, or rising. But again, with this, because it has this energy of coming, the answers are coming. I am feeling like someone in this situation is going to receive the answers, the guidance, the clarity, the manifestation that they need, that they've been longing for very soon. And now, of course, because I'm nosy, I want to go back into the Angel Answers deck because I'm really hoping that I can potentially get a time clarification message on when these answers are coming. So Spirit, when can group number 2 expect to receive answers or clarification on this situation or manifestation? And that's funny, the card that came out is let go. So I guess Spirit is saying, don't worry about when it's going to happen. Or even if you knew when it was going to happen, you would overthink it and then actually push it out further. So it's best that you don't know when it's going to happen and just release your time limitations. Just accept that everything is going to come together very soon, and just learn to trust within this relationship, to trust the timing of this relationship and how it is unfolding. So group number 2, I feel like that is a very good place to leave your reading. All of the subliminals I recommended during your reading are linked under your group number in the pinned comment. You can click any of those links to explore more about the energetic benefits and subconscious mind shifts intended by each subliminal. You can also try out any of the more than 100 subliminals I've created completely free for 7 days when you create a free trial account on my site. Please do subscribe to this channel if I resonate with you. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. Have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again in the next reading. Hello, group number 3. If you chose the 3rd card, then welcome to your reading. I'm going to start today by just shuffling the Energy Oracle Cards deck. So as I shuffle, I would love if you could set your own intentions if you feel guided in your heart and soul. As I always say, the intentions you set in the future listening to this reading really do affect the kinds of clear messages I'm able to bring forth here in the present. So thank you so much to all of you who do set those intentions and bring those intentions to these readings. And I will set my own intentions aloud while I shuffle out the energies from groups 1 and 2. So Spirit, please bring forth clear messages for group number 3. What does group number 3 need to know about their person at this time? And I just had about 5 cards fall out at once. That is the most active energy I've had of all 3 groups. I don't think I've had 5 cards fall out at one time for any other group. So that should be a good place to start. I have 6 cards now here. So let's just go 1 card at a time today just to kind of ease into these messages. The first card is Adjacent Possibilities in the reverse. For some reason, I'm laughing because I feel like someone feels like they missed a window of opportunity, or their person missed an opportunity. It's like someone had a chance to do something and they didn't take it, and they're feeling regret, and the other person is feeling frustration that this chance wasn't taken, that this window of opportunity shut. But I'm also hearing Spirit say that there's always a new opportunity as long as you hold the space for that new opportunity. So I do feel like whatever happened where it felt like something was a missed opportunity, there's no need to worry about that. Nothing was really missed. there's an abundance of opportunity for that thing you wanted to happen in the future. I know that's kind of an odd message, but that's just what's coming through. The next card is Door to Spirit in the upright position. I want to read a little bit from this card because I'm not quite sure yet how it connects to you, group number 3. So I'm reading from the Energy Oracle Cards Guidebook for any of you who are wondering. This card says spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. This door opens into the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate. See, that's so interesting because it's like with the adjacent possibilities reversed, it's like there was a missed opportunity, but really it's just the ego looking at this and saying that we missed an opportunity, when what Spirit is saying is there's this huge door opening for you, this great new beginning, and actually a better opportunity. It's like almost as though the reason that was a missed opportunity is to open this door to something even better. So this could apply so many different ways for many of you. This could be specifically within this love connection. Maybe you were hoping someone would ask you out on a date, or depending on where you are in your relationship, maybe you were hoping for even a proposal, or maybe it's simply that you were hoping for a job or for something to move forward in your life that didn't work out. But if something hasn't worked out for you recently, group number 3, I'm very strongly hearing that there's actually a reason this didn't work out, that it didn't work out to leave you open to this much better door of opportunity that's coming in the future. The next card is the Thinking Woman in the upright position. So I'm very strongly feeling a feminine, even potentially a divine feminine if you identify as that, who has been stepping into her power lately. But I'm kind of saying that with hesitancy because in connection with that, she has also, I feel at times, allowed her ego to take the driver's seat. So I see a very empowered feminine energy who has been feeling really powerful, but at times falls into allowing her ego to guide her rather than listening to what her heart is saying, not allowing herself. It's almost like feeling so powerful, but then kind of, I don't want to say taking an ego trip, but that's kind of how it feels. It's like not always feeling that power from an authentic space. Like sometimes feeling the ego driving you in a situation. It's like this false sense of power coming from ego and not from authenticity. Again, this won't apply for everyone, and I by no means mean that as an insult or a bad thing. The ego is not necessarily or inherently bad. It's just that at times it becomes unchecked or out of control and can then cloud our intuition or our higher self from communicating with us. But I do want to read a little bit about this card because I want to get a bit more information about what could be going on here. This card shows a woman holding a book standing before a staircase, ready to lead you to higher understanding. This woman could be a friend who helps you express and understand your feelings, or she could be a teacher who brought to your life at this time to take you in a new direction. I'm very strongly hearing that take you in a new direction. I'm hearing someone being asked to feel into their higher self. It's like the ego could be getting involved here with some situation, but I'm hearing someone strongly guided to connect with the higher version of themselves, specifically a divine feminine who needs to connect with her most authentically empowered higher self, her core self, her authentic self. Which, if this is connecting with you as a feminine, because I am sensing some divine feminine wounding coming up here, I do have a really powerful subliminal for healing wounded divine feminine energy and creating natural magnetism around you as the divine feminine, empowered, creative, able to effortlessly manifest all of those traits that go along with being a truly authentically empowered divine feminine being. So if that resonates with you, I will leave that subliminal under your group number 3. The next card is the Magician and the Mirror. For some strange reason, I keep getting this feeling it's like It's like someone who is maybe feeling like their ego has been driving, causing them to feel powerful. But it's not that they aren't powerful. It's just that sometimes they draw that power from an inauthentic space, from like a wounded space. It's like almost like, it's kind of like the feeling of like my haters motivate me, or like the pain motivates me, which is kind of what society teaches us. It's like when we feel pain, it should just push us to achieve. Or when people hurt us, we should prove like just how wrong they are, make them sorry. It's almost like this power coming from this wounded place. But I feel Spirit saying like you are every bit as powerful as you believe yourself to be, but you're going to be so much happier when you learn that you can be both powerful and heart-centered. You can be both powerful and soulfully authentic. You can be both powerful and embody this effortless manifestation that I just keep feeling like you don't have to push so far or push so hard. It's like manifestation can be and should be effortless for you, both in this connection and in all areas of your life. Like, I just heard that 𝖵𝗫𝗄𝗃 song, like, you don't have to try so hard. And I just feel like someone feels like they have to really, it's like they do feel powerful, but they almost feel like they have to try so hard to maintain that powerful state. Now, this could be so many different things. This could be literally like in work. This could be in love, feeling like you have to do or say or look a certain way to get love within a relationship. Or this could literally be, for some reason I'm hearing like someone who feels like they have to present themselves like with makeup, hair done, like certain fashion, like present themselves a certain way in order to feel powerful and beautiful. But Spirit is saying like you just are powerful and beautiful exactly how you are when you're being authentic and soulful and true to yourself. You just radiate this natural beauty. You don't have to work so hard for it. The next card is Door to Romance in the upright position, which is interesting. This card actually came out in, I believe it was either the last reading or group number 1. I can't remember. But I do feel like Spirit, for some reason I feel many of you are feminines, because I just keep hearing a lot of messages to the feminine. But I feel like Spirit is saying if you are that feminine who is feeling potentially like she was trying too hard or kind of pushing herself, feeling powerful, but also feeling like things weren't effortless, I feel like you're being told when you relax into your natural magnetism as this powerful, radiant being, that is when you will open the door to deeper connection, the connection you desire. Specifically, if this is a twin flame connection, I'm strongly feeling guided to say that as the divine feminine, when you shift and heal these feminine wounds within you, shift the energy within yourself, because the twin flame connection is really, it really hinges on the balance between the divine feminine and divine masculine energies within the connection. And when those energies are perfectly in balance, when both are healed, we then manifest natural physical reunion connection with our person, because those energies are balanced out. But I am hearing that many divine feminines are listening to this and are coming from a wounded space or drawing power from a wounded space, a wounded feminine energy. So again, I am strongly feeling that the divine feminine healing subliminal that I've named the awakened divine feminine would really help you to really heal through those divine feminine wounds and embody that natural magnetism of the feminine, especially if you are connecting with this as a twin flame situation. And the next card is the World card. For some reason, I keep hearing like new world, new beginning, new possibilities. I feel like at this time, you are being given a new beginning with the same person, with the person you have in mind. You are creating this beautiful new world together. I feel like you may have been stuck with this person for a while in old patterns of thinking, even patterns of action. But I feel like because of the ways you are shifting, changing, and healing, you are actually ushering in this brand new world together with this person. You are creating something magnificent together. I just saw kind of like a king and a queen on a throne. Like there's a lot of powerful energy coming from this reading. I really feel like whoever you are listening, you are a very powerful manifester, just like the magician in the mirror card I pulled. You are that magician. You are able to naturally create, manifest anything in your life. You have so much power within you. I feel like many of you will resonate with the idea of being an old soul, like you've lived many lifetimes and learned many lessons throughout those lives that you carried with you to this life that actually have made you wise beyond your years. So I am now going to try to see if we can pull any more clarification messages. So Spirit, what else does group number 3 need to know about potentially this divine feminine wounding or this world card? Sorry, I'm getting too many cards coming out. Okay, so the first card is the 3rd chakra card in reverse, which is really my sign because this is the solar plexus chakra. And just before this reading, I was thinking about how after recording this reading, I might do a podcast on the solar plexus because I have been creating several chakra-related podcast videos. And I was also going to create a new subliminal for the solar plexus chakra specifically, which this is really my sign to do that since this card is coming up. But anyway, the solar plexus is really where we are capable of drawing true, authentic confidence. Confidence that comes naturally from deep within. Confidence to create, to connect with other people, to be authentic, to speak our truth. I'm specifically hearing that with many of you because the second card I pulled is door to value in the upright position. So I see a lot of abundance. For many of you, literal financial abundance coming into your life. But I feel like Spirit is saying the door is through healing yourself. The door to this abundance, the door to value is this next card, is actually through healing your solar plexus chakra, through building your confidence, your strong sense of self, your ability to confidently express yourself and create. I feel like many of you listening may actually create abundance with your person. You may start a business together or do some kind of creative endeavor together that becomes something that manifests money into your life or wealth or abundance of some kind, just because I had that kind of king and queen energy with you and this person. But that might be further on down the line for some of you. For others of you, I'm just feeling like developing that strong sense of confidence within yourself is actually how you manifest the life of your dreams, because I feel many of you have always been these powerful manifesting beings, but somehow along the way you forgot just how powerful you were and maybe even began to draw power from an ego-based space, trying to prove yourself worthy, forgetting that you were just naturally powerful, that you were just naturally that magician. But I feel that the more confident you become in expressing yourself and being true to yourself and sharing your voice with the world, the more abundance you will create in your life and the more connected you will feel within this romantic connection. So whenever I do create that solar plexus subliminal later today, I will leave a link to that under your group number in the pinned comment, group number 3. That'll be a really powerful way to amplify that solar plexus energy, that deep inner confidence that radiates outward. So I do feel, just because the door to value card came up, that I know this is a love reading, but I feel that many of you have had manifesting abundance or money literally on your mind, or creating something that could potentially bring abundance, like a new business or some kind of creative endeavor. There's been something on your mind. And again, this may even be connected to your person, or this may be connected to a purpose that you will share with your person later on. So later on, you may become business partners, you may create some business or you may bring to life some idea together. I'm just feeling a very strong, powerful joint energy between you and this person. I feel like you and this person share a lot of ideas back and forth. I just see two people like excitedly talking about business ideas over dinner or something like that. It's like, I feel like you both are you are capable of passing these ideas back and forth and kind of amping each other up when it comes to new ideas. So now I am going to pull some clarification cards from the Angel Answers deck and the Romance Angels deck. Okay, so Spirit, what does group number 3 need to know at this time? Can I bring forth any more messages for group number 3 about the person that they may have in mind right now? What else does group number 3 need to know? Remain positive. And I just heard that remaining positive is how you keep the door open. I keep feeling group number 3 like you're on the brink of something. Something is shifting, something is opening. But it's essential for you to remain in a positive mindset in order to allow in that abundance, to allow in that opportunity, that door that's opening. Can I bring forth any more messages, Spirit, for group number 3 at this time? Okay, that might be all that the cards have to say from the Angel Answers deck. So I will now try to pull a few cards from the Romance Angels deck. And let's see what we get here. So what else does group number 3 need to know as we close out this reading? What does group number 3 need to know about their person at this time? Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. I just heard specifically, it's like you are creating this new world with this person, but the price of creating this new world is releasing the old one, and not just moving past it, but also forgiving it. Forgiving yourself and this person for any past hurts, for any past patterns you may have played out together in order to usher in this new era. And the next card I got, of course, is reconciliation. I specifically hear that this is actually a reconciliation between you and the same person, not necessarily a different person, but it's like you reconciling with this person in your life, with this potential romantic partner, whoever you have in mind. I feel like this theme of like forgiveness, forgiving the past, forgiving this person of their past and them forgiving you, and just moving past these old patterns in order to move into this brand new world together. So Spirit, are there any more messages I can bring forth for group number 3 at this time? Let's see if we can get any more cards here. The cards are feeling kind of silent, so I'm not going to push the messages. I am going to move on to rolling the letter initial dice and pulling potential specific messages from your person. Okay, Spirit, so what is the first, middle, or last name of group number 3 or their person? Or alternatively, what are any words that could connect to group number 3 at this time? Okay, I got W, F, E, P. For some reason I heard wedding, so maybe you could be going to a wedding or have a wedding coming up, or this could actually be that you are fantasizing about a wedding with your person, marrying your person. R, A, B, V, E, I, O, F, R, and I heard once again forgive. That's really coming up a lot. Forgiveness in the sense of releasing, letting go, releasing yourself and this person from anything in the past that is still limiting you or holding you back. W, W, so this person may have double letters in their name. R, Z, I, and O. So the last thing I'm going to do is pull potential words or phrases that could connect to you or your person in some way. Okay, Spirit, so what else does group number 3 need to know from their person? Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So your person could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or these could be signs in your chart. Childhood. For some reason, I'm hearing like this kind of being an individual message, like I knew who I was from childhood, like someone who always had a very strong intuitive sense of themselves, someone who has always been an old soul, always had this kind of creative power and ability. I also saw uncertain. I just heard exciting and uncertain. It's like the future is both exciting and uncertain. I feel like this could be about life or specifically about this love relationship, although I also feel they could simply be intertwined. It's like everything about the future feels uncertain right now. It's like you feel yourself shifting between uncertainty and excitement. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. I also got hair, so this person may specifically love your hair or compliment you on your hair or vice versa. Let's see if any more cards can come out here. First love. So there's a chance that this person you have in mind could be either a first love or someone that you knew when you were young or knew of when you were young. Alternatively, I just feel like I just heard the message, you make me feel like a kid again. It's like I feel like you make this person feel young again. It feels like falling in love the first time when they're with you. Really beautiful message there, and that feels like a very lovely place to end your reading, group number 3. So any of the subliminals I recommended during your reading are linked under your group number in the pinned comment. You can try out any subliminal I've created completely free for 7 days when you create a free trial account on my website. Please also subscribe to this channel if I resonate with you. You can also follow me on Instagram at @magnetizeyourself. Have a wonderful rest of your day, group number 3, and I'll talk to you again in the next reading.